All right, good morning, everybody. I'm Jared with Amarok Security. I'm the chair of the Small Business Council for the Columbia Chamber. And we put on these events every month to try and add value to small businesses in the area, different programming, different networking, different opportunities to get together with individuals within the community, cross chamber, within the chamber, whatever it is. We're trying to add value to your chamber memberships and to your business. So we have a very interesting panel this morning of your local chamber CEOs. We'll get into introductions here soon. I want to start out by thanking BlueCross BlueShield is our sponsor. Splash Omni Media is our sponsor. Definitely want to thank the Double Shirt for cooking the cookie. If you haven't had one of those, you need to get one. This is our second event since COVID. So last month we had 134 people here for headshots and handshakes. It was a great event. So keep these events on your calendar. They're typically the second or third Tuesday, typically the third Tuesday of the month. We had 73 headshots that were taken. I want to give a big shout out to Anna for editing and getting all this out to her. Thanks to the chamber staff for setting everything up. Thanks to the Fireflies for having us. This is a great space to be able to have an event. Obviously, we have more parking than some areas of the city of Columbia. Got some things going on, but parking garage, parking here, there's different areas around that you can park. But we're going to be here every month. I saw Congressman Joe Wilson's here, so I want to thank you for being in. And just a rundown of what we're going to do, we're going to jump into the panel discussion. We're going to hear from our local chamber CEOs, and then we're going to do a little bit of program networking. So just give you guys a little bit of an insight as to what's going on. We're not going to talk about COVID. We're not here to talk about anything like that. We're here to talk about the future, what's going on, how can we facilitate business growth here in the Columbia region. So I'm going to start off by kicking it over to our chamber CEOs for introductions. Carl, you want to go ahead and kick us off?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Carl Blackstone with the Columbia Chamber.
Untitled Chapter, the Lexington Chamber Business Center.
Good morning, everyone. Tim James from the Greater Cayce-West Columbia Chamber.
So I really want to thank them for being here today. I think it's a great representation of how collaborative our community can be. Oftentimes, I feel like we treat that river as a barrier to business, but I think money counts the same on the other side of the river as it does in the city of Columbia. So really just trying to get the different communities here together and understand how we can do business together. How are we working together to help businesses grow, help facilitate that growth for you guys. So we're going to dive right in. I want to start off with a question. I'm going to kick it to you, Tim, first.
He's got the stuff, right? That's probably.
He does. I'm actually cheating on his notes, so I don't even know any of this stuff. I'm looking at this folder right here. But what's the status of small business right now? Obviously, a lot of stuff has happened over the past couple of years. What's the status of small businesses? What are you hearing? How are you seeing businesses adapt and grow as we face the future?
Thank you, Jared. And before I answer that question, I first want to highlight something that you just said. I don't believe it's often that we as business leaders have seen three chamber CEOs, three chambers come together. But that's what we have in the Midlands of South Carolina. People working together every single day. Communication, cooperation, coordination, those three C's is truly what makes it happen. Angel, Carl, and myself, we work together weekly. We want to make sure that the river doesn't divide us. There's no particular business that divides us. Everything we do together as a Chamber of Commerce so that we benefit our membership. So I want to say thank you to Angel and to Carl for working hand in hand with me every single day. I know our board of directors are extremely appreciative of it. Jared, your question was, coming out of COVID, where are we going now? Small businesses to say, how are things going now? I'm telling you something, a small business owner that you're getting better and you're moving forward and things are coming back together. But the stressors that you went through for 18 months to 2 years are still there. I look at our community as more than just small business, we're family. And when you as a small business owner recognize products were not coming in, the fact that we're not able to do what you once did, it wasn't just about business, it was about family, your business family, and how are you going to be able to help them to continue to grow with them. So coming through those stressors right now is what I see most, and what most people are enduring, and bringing back that staff. staff is the number one concern, and recruitment and retention is certainly the number one concern.
I know we have quite a few staffing firms. I don't know if anybody's
In the audience from any of the recruitment firms that we have within the chambers.
obviously want to utilize those as much as possible, utilize it more. I know what are you hearing and seeing?
I think we are on an upswing. The folks are coming back out of COVID, they embrace the changes, and I think to your point about family, that is so important, because I think people look at their work family and say, what do I need to do to retain the folks that I have? And so you pivoted, the keyword, everybody pivoted, and everybody's tired of talking about it, and so people are focusing in on their businesses, and many of them switched product lines, they tightened up, they let some things go, they got creative, started partnering with others, they tightened their work schedules. I think you as small businesses in the business community kind of sat down and said, we have to embrace this. What do we need to do to move forward collectively, and how do we keep our employees? And I think the folks and the businesses that got really, really creative, the work hours, thinking we could never work from home, guess what? We were working from home. I think all of these things have made a difference, but yet at this point, I think people are really looking forward to the growth and the opportunities and the excitement that's happening in the region. And there's so many positives in the region, so I think folks are really they've come out of this, but they're looking forward to the future. So there's a lot of optimism is what I see in Lexington. A lot of businesses were growing and opening new businesses in the middle of COVID, which was quite an impressive thing.
Carl, with Richland County, you got a little bit different down here, a little bit different resources with Richland County, got a new mayor, Mayor Rickman. What are you seeing the effects of, or what are you seeing how things are changing and on the upswing for City of Columbia and Richland County in general?
Yeah, businesses are tending to follow the trends of confidence, and we've seen a huge upswing since November of the Cayce election. Not making political studies, saying there's been new life brought in, and the energy that's surrounding Columbia right now is showing itself. You've seen a ton of new businesses open up, lots in the hospitality retail. But businesses are doing extremely well. What's interesting is even with the highest in inflation in 40 years, and we've seen gas prices where they are, it's almost, yes, but we're not talking about COVID anymore. So it's okay. I'm okay right now. I don't want this to last forever, but we can get through this. We've gotten through 2 tough years. Let's really focus on the positive stuff going on. So I think we are, again, overcoming the supply chain. That's part of the daily routine of trying to find the product, making sure that you keep as many of your customers happy as possible. Employees, retaining those employees that you got is hugely important. If you're trying to recruit, again, being creative, how do you offer something different than your competitor? How do you stay on top of it? And that doesn't always have to be pay dollars, but it's not all about pay. It's quality of life issues and flexibility. All those things matter. It's a new set of challenges today, but I think everybody's got to feels really good where they are.
So I'm hearing, businesses are making changes. And I was telling myself in the car before I came in, I was like, Jerry, don't say pivot one single time. So sorry I said it means like a corporate buzzword bingo or something like that, but pivot could be your reason. So we're seeing businesses change, right? They're doing a lot of different things to try and get back on top, to get that growth started back. And one of the things that we're seeing businesses do is join the chamber that haven't ever been a part of the chamber before, because they see the chamber as a resource. But a lot of times people will join the chamber, they don't really know what to do. And I always compare a chamber membership to like a gym membership. You don't join a gym and all of a sudden you're right. You join the chamber and all of a sudden your business just explodes and grows. So what type of resources, I'll start this one with you. What type of resources are available to chamber partners to help them facilitate that growth?
I think all of you are here, you recognize the value of your chamber membership. If you're here, you're connecting with others, you're developing relationships. They have to be visible. I think all of us offer business development opportunities in a variety of different ways, so that as chambers, we're one of the tools in your toolbox. And so in Lexington, we provide opportunities for people to come together to connect. We're out there, all of us are advocating in the public sector arena for pro-business issues that make a difference. The resources are things like private Facebook page that we have as our shareholder connection. We have a monthly, very large meeting of businesses that come together on a monthly basis. We have a business trade show that's valuable to folks. So there's a variety of different things based on what your needs are and what it is that you're looking for. I think all of us offer these unique opportunities to get together. We're going to launch a coffee on Tuesday morning in downtown Lexington at America's Maker Cafe. And again, we're all being innovative. I think this program is extremely innovative. And kudos to you all for watching this wonderful event. And so I think we're all doing those things, but there are benefits behind the scenes, the Office Depot share programs and things, the health insurance, BlueCross, BlueShield, all those things that would make a difference to a business. It depends what they're looking for.
Carl, how was it?
Yeah, I mean, we all do similar things. If you look at what post-pandemic, what folks are looking for, they're looking for outlets to support their business. They're trying, obviously, network, but they're looking at us to be conveners. They're looking for the chambers to be integrators from introductions to business, B2B folks, but also, from our Leadership Columbia programs to Leadership Lexington program, whatever, we offer so much stuff. But what's the common thread? The common thread is getting out and networking. We have 2 years where we can do it. There's a ton of demand, which I get, but it also needs to be productive because we all feel like our time is more valuable today than it was a couple years ago. Whether or not you're sitting at home and work probably harder at home than you did in the office, now you have a sense you want to go back and don't work all the time. You want to have your delineate times of work and then also family time. And so I think chambers help offer that. We offer the ability to connect, and that's we got to accept that role. We're community builders. We're obviously we represent y'all in the business community, but we also have to be strong community builders as well. So thank y'all actually for that because y'all's engagement helps us every day. But it's your chamber, and so we also need to pivot.
Bingo.
We need to acclimate with y'all and figure out how we do things differently, just like y'all. And so, anyway, we're learning too, but I hope that what we're offering the program. What's true is if it's not working, the program is not right now show up. So we get a good pulse of what's going on just by the interaction that y'all have with us.
So your chambers usually offer pretty much the same thing, so I won't go over or get a bit that Angela and Carl have already said. But one particular thing that the Greater CWC Chamber of Commerce did do, as far as the board of directors ask its members, well, what is it that you need? And it was quickly recognized that small businesses needed assistance more so than any other membership. And so we developed the Small Business Advisory Council. Tom Ledbetter, who's Vice President of Midlands College and Entrepreneurship, he and James lead that program. And what we have found through that is that everything from mentorship to a person wanting to begin a business to developing relationships with our cities so that we can ease folks into business was extremely important. So, we truly like to tout that as a resource for new and small business.
So we try and do different things like this all the time. It's not always a panel discussion amongst chamber CEOs. We try and base it based on what we hear from the different partners or what they need. So feel free to provide feedback. I actually encourage you to provide feedback. There are questions or suggestions in a little while. So feel free to let us know exactly what it is that you need. We try and do different things every month. I know Columbia Chamber does every month, Lexington Chamber does every month, and Cayce-West Columbia Chamber does every month. And it's not always collaborative. So there will be different events and different programming going on all the time. So, but for us to be able to put together programming that is of value to you guys, so feel free to these terms. If you're struggling with something, or if you have found success with something, please provide some feedback. A lot of small businesses utilize chambers. The one question that we get all the time is, I'm a small business, how can I do business with a large business? And that might be a loaded question. So I'm gonna give it to Carl first. But Carl, what's the key to that? What is the key for a small business to go to do business with a large business?
Well, a couple things. One, you gotta have confidence going to ask, right? Secondly, you really get, it's a couple things, depending on the size of the company you want to do business with. Sometimes large companies just can be a headache, and the bureaucracies are tough. But it also, you have to have perseverance to go after those businesses. Chambers are great opportunity to network and meet those folks and have at least a ability to do a warm call. Get in contact with somebody in the business and get a referral, get a lead through somebody else in the company. Those warm calls actually help tremendously. But working through a chamber is, it's not always the case, but sometimes the credibility helps. If you benefit chamber function, or your fellow members, whether you benefit function or not, it does allow an opportunity for the door to crack a little bit. That's what you know. Few cracks in a door actually lead to a big hole. And so you never know which one is going to work. But that's some of the beautiful thing about chambers. We all know people, we all have different companies. I get asked all the time, can you do that here, can you do that here? And again, it could be a LinkedIn, it could be a chamber, it could be Facebook, it could be a friend of a friend. All those things matter. But that's part of why we're here, to open those doors up and be a resource. It really helps. Let me say this: larger companies like to do business with small businesses. Not only does it help them, one is a little bit of piece to discount that pay. It does, but the biggest thing is they feel responsibility to support the community. And I don't know if business owner or CEO of a larger company in town won't go out his way to make it work for a small business, but it has to work. So you have to have the goods, you have to have the services, you have to have the cost. It's somewhat fair.
Sure, yeah, it's a great question. Relationships are primary, everything else is derivative. Once you build those relationships, doors, as Carl just mentioned, will start to open. I also would like to say that being a part of the Chamber of Commerce is a sense of credibility for a business. We just do not accept anybody into our chamber, and I can say the same thing for these folks. It's a sense of credibility. Your larger businesses, they want to be ingrained into the community that they are in. There is not a large business that is in this community that does not want to be a part of the fabric. Being a part of that fabric, they want to be a part of the small businesses. You build that relationship. I see my friend Lindsay Miles over here with Nephron. Let me tell you, without a doubt, Nephron wants to be a part of the community, and they prove that every single day. In this room, we're building relationships. They get to know you, you get to know them. That's where business goes. Relationship is primary, everything else is different.
I have some thoughts around, as a small business, you need to be responsible and take the initiative and start learning about a larger company's purchasing policies, because there is a process. And sometimes people want to go knock on the door and they haven't done their homework. And I think you need to understand what is this company looking for, to have a preferred vendor list. How can you become certified minority if you're a minority business, a woman-owned business? There are certifications out there to receive those designations, and sometimes larger companies are having to check the box, so they're looking for those things. And certainly there are resources for you to learn more about those from right here in town. We've got small business development centers, we've got U.S. Small Business Administration, you've got resources over at Midlands Tech that can certainly get you connected. So I think, if you really want to play in those, there's a lot of reports that might come out that say these companies are looking for these types of vendors and what are the qualifications to meet that. But again, you've got to have the capacity to be able to provide services.
A light bulb will need to figure some of that out. How do you get on the preferred vendor list? How does your business become part of this preferred vendor list, or whatever it might be, to be able to do business with large businesses? Ask your chamber staff. ask for different resources, just ask a question. And there's plenty of people here that will help you get involved. So just a quick question, really quick, about economic development, and then we'll get into, we'll open questions up to the floor. If each one of you could just touch on, obviously we've got some growth happening behind us, lots of growth in Lexington County between the town of Lexington and Cayce-West Columbia. What's going on in your area? If you could just touch on it, just a quick couple seconds on what's happening, what are some good things going on.
Okay. Columbia, we're actually, again, behind us is a great things that you will work on. This is a sad thing. It's the state of where we are, but for community development, things that you work on today, it's going to take 15 to 20 years to see really come to fruition. And so this place, Wall Street is a perfect example of that. It was actually maybe a 20 to 25-year build out. Brad Shank and his team here at the Fireflies have been open 6-7 years. 15, right, was the first year. 16, ballpark the year, 2016. But you know what they started here is adding value every year. We got a couple parking garages, condos. They built some condos here downtown. I mean, the backside, the prices have gone up 60% in the last 2 years. Unreal. And so this is just one piece of the puzzle. People are looking, they're looking for, a lot of folks are looking for livability, high livability, between things to do, creating spaces, walkability. And so we've got that here, in growth, a lot of parts of this area. It's not just, when you talk about economic development, you talk about growth, there are no political subdivisions, right? People are looking across the board in the region. And so Columbia for a long time has, because of our high taxes here, has also put a wet blanket on some other growth. But we see what BJ is doing over in West Columbia, phenomenal growth that we're seeing around the riverfront is huge. There's a ripple effect. And so that's been positive. Job announcements today over in Springdale. We've got other companies looking. So there is a vibrancy right now. What we have that differentiates us here in the Midlands versus everywhere else, we've got workforce. We've got 5,200 college graduates every year from 6 universities. So we have workforce, we have space. We just needed to get our other ducks in a row. But we're working on that. But the key is Charleston. I love Charleston. I love visiting Charleston. I don't want to live there. I mean, right? I mean, the quality of life has changed with them because of it's gotten so dense. Charlotte is regurgitating south. Greenville is blown up. Like 1 out of every 3 jobs announced last year went to Spartanburg County. I would argue non-sustainable growth. So what we need to do is invest our time right now. Think about who do we want to come here? What types of companies do we want to come here? And go after them. Because we are in a great spot as it relates to we control our destiny. We've got workforce. And workforce and infrastructure matter. And so as long as we hold that, those 2 keys, we can dictate our future.
Okay, thank you. In Lexington, we just made an announcement about Bentley Pontoon's expansion and bringing on another product line and adding more workers there. We also, Sarah Johnson is the Economic Development Director for the County of Lexington. She works every day to attract businesses and show them. We've got 3 industrial parks, with of course Saxonaka is the largest industrial park. We've got them throughout the county, all the way out to Batesburg, Leesville. So she's out there working on behalf of Lexington to attract businesses. You know, we are so very proud of our public school system in Lexington, and that has clearly been an economic driver and a reason why people want to come and live there. And there are people that live there, businesses that open to service those people that live there. And that's all about livability, quality of life. Now, with that comes a little bit of traffic. I have to, we all are experiencing the traffic. And so I think we need to think about about sustainable growth and what we can do to mediate that. And I know Lexington County's looking at it, penny tax right now, that's going to be on ballot in the fall. Again, offering solutions that will help us to grow and develop. We forget we have a huge competitive advantage in our region. 2 interstates, major university, capital city, great facilities like this that provide entertainment value. So again, these entertainment options, folks want to live where there's something to go out and do. And so it all comes together, and businesses bring that. And finally, I know in downtown Lexington, we're continuing to invest. The Ice House and the theater has done a phenomenal job of having concerts there almost every weekend. Folks are coming, they're experiencing downtown Lexington. We've got a new hotel that will be hopefully breaking ground sometime this year. There are going to be more improvements to the Virginia Hilton Park. All of that allows people to come and enjoy the Lexington as well.
So nationally, 43% of the gross daily product comes from small businesses. And 46% of the workforce is small businesses. So to answer your question, what are small businesses doing for economic development? You are economic development. Without you, there is no economic development. We do look for workforce whenever larger businesses are looking to come to this area, but they also look at the small businesses that can respond to their needs. Just look around this room at the amount of people who respond to the larger companies as they come. There's mention about what West Columbia is doing with BJ. Jim Crossan's here from the city of Cayce. They are making it very business friendly. A one-stop shop. You come in, you get what you need. The mayor of West Columbia called yesterday. He wanted to come, but he says, Tim, just make sure people know that what I tell our staff is this: you jump through the hoops so that our entrepreneurs and new businesses don't have to. Our Cayce-West Columbia area is growing because we're making it very easy for people to come and create small businesses. And with this strong small business, economic development follows.
So that question wasn't just to pat ourselves on the back, that's to give you an insight. Is the chambers know what's going on. They know the businesses are coming. They know how to position you guys as partners, as resources for these businesses that are coming in or developments that are going on, to say, okay, yeah, if you are to build or to move to our area, we have XYZ resources available for you already. So really want to thank our panelists. We're going to open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to break the ice. Who wants to break the ice?
The Congressman.
Any questions? Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions? No questions? I'm going to force you guys to do some networking in a minute if you don't have any questions. Dan.
You talk about the chamber, actually great resources. How do we know how much time we can ask for from them? Will we expect them to draw their own boundaries and tell us, been in here 3 times this week, asking about their businesses? I think more likely to ask for 100% of how much is left, right? And I'm sure you guys, most of y'all have maybe control some of your calendar. Just keep asking for your time, so you go, yeah, that's not enough.
I think you need to pick up the phone and ask. I mean, I think all of us are receptive to connecting. And if I don't have the answer, then perhaps a member of my staff has the answer, or perhaps a member of my board has the answer. So I think we owe it to you as an investor of our organizations to try to respond. We may not know every person that works at Metropolitan or some of these other companies, but I do think we need to try to do that connection. That's what we are all about.
Anybody else have a question? No questions? Y'all just really want to talk to each other. Okay. Don't worry, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. So I just wanted to say thank you to our chamber CEOs for being here today with us, for providing this information. Obviously, all the chambers are a resource, but thank you guys.
Jared, thank you.